There is no way that this man is not lying. There is no way that you could even look at some of this stuff and not tell. Even if he didn't try to turn on the water, try to flush the toilet, or anything like that, he could have told by looking. And I'm going to prove it right now. I can see that there is something missing from that faucet. I can see that this toilet handle's a little bit funny. How are you going to cook those without cooking oil?
We're going to cook these beautiful ribs here in their own fat.
In their own fat, huh? My boyfriend just went to the store to buy bakeware, salt and pepper. Sorry, the salt spilled when he tried to open it. So we have less salt, but we have some salt and pepper. And he bought that baking pan in the foil so we could bake these ribs.
Salt. Now we're done here. Still pretty full of salt.
And please tell me what was wrong with the coffee machine this morning, other than there not being coffee filters.
It's automatic grind and brew. You apparently add water here.
What's missing?
That's
I don't know where you add water. I don't care. I want to see what's missing on video.
I think that there's some kind of insert that's supposed to be here for you to put your coffee in, then it like somehow grinds it.
I think that's for coffee that's already ground that you put in there. Either way, there's nothing that you put in there.
We're missing something.
Something's missing, and we couldn't make coffee. Luckily, Starbucks was only a block away. There's lots of other places to get coffee too. I just couldn't drink the first coffee that was brought to me this morning, so I asked for one from Starbucks knowing it would be drinkable. We are both exhausted from all of the drama with Airbnb and having to change places 2 different times. We basically lost our whole day yesterday. I was on the phone with Airbnb for like 5 hours, so we're exhausted. Aren't you exhausted?
I'm exhausted.
Yeah, that was exhausting. Taking Eugene to the concert too, because he wanted to run up and down the stairs and talk to everybody. And at some point I sat down and I kept looking over and I would see Eugene run up the stairs. And then my boyfriend run up the stairs and Eugene coming down the stairs. Finally he found a balloon that had a flashing light in it and he played with it until the balloon broke and then played with the flashing light. It kept him distracted. I've got to say something really quickly. This could be a dangerous place for the stove to be. If somebody is sitting here and somebody's cooking greasy food on the stove, there's a potential that the person sitting here could get burned.
Oh, I know why it reminds me of my grandparents' house. Because my grandparents had that refrigerator and furniture just like this.
Yes, there's a very old refrigerator and some very old furniture in here. I'll get videos of it after I walk to get us some food that we can eat right now. At least this house has a nice TV. And of course my boyfriend is watching something about construction. And I really like that cutting board, that beautiful wood cutting board. That's really nice.
Wood. Stand back.
Those are the vegetables I got in Sacramento, so please rinse them and cut the parts off that have turned black. Those vegetables have moved to several different cities and Airbnb houses and apartments. Oh, wow! That looks amazing. This is what happened while I was in the bathroom. Oh, wow. You could use that to, like, fry something, like fry the vegetables a little bit before you bake them.
That's what I'm going to do.
Wow, you didn't even need cooking oil or anything because there's so much fat. It's just from frying the meat in the pan with no added oil. Somebody commented on one of my YouTube videos and called me an idiot for saying that oil comes out of meat when you're cooking it. Oil does come out of meat when you're cooking it, especially when the meat looks like this.
It's in the form
pure
of
fat.
Or beef tallow.
It's beef tallow. Exactly. Beef tallow came out of the beef while we were cooking it.
Those people are just idiots for not knowing what beef
Yeah,
tallow
you know,
is.
people make a lot of comments on YouTube, but somebody was like implying that I add too much grease to my food when I'm cooking or something because they didn't understand that meat can be very greasy, and they thought the like pool of grease in my cooking was from grease I'd added, I guess. Not like it would hurt me to eat a little bit of added grease. I mean, look how skinny I am. Even though I'm pregnant, I haven't gained like nearly as much weight during this pregnancy as my last one. I'm actually like way skinnier. I think I've gained like literally 40 pounds less.
Like so much when you were pregnant last time.
I ate so much
A lot.
this time. I have just been doing so much more work.
Well, yeah, that because we sat around a lot and just.
Yeah, the last time I was pregnant, I sat around much of the time. This time I've been like running around, working on like remodeling my house and doing things just constantly, chasing Eugene, but I have literally been like 10 times more active during this pregnancy than the last one, which is a good thing. But I actually could use a little more weight, especially more body fat. That's the street that I walked out from, and this is what I walked into. Shoe repair even. Maybe they could take some shoes and fix them to where they don't hurt my feet. Please don't feed the pigeons. There's a lot of Spanish-speaking people in this area, but this area also seems really multicultural. I saw a halal meat market, for example, but they had signs in English and Spanish. There's the International Deli. I like how they've got all of the different kinds of cream. Different Mexican creams and cream cheeses. But they've also got like dolmas and stuff. Italian salad. It is very multicultural. Bulgarian feta, Greek feta, California feta. They've got feta from everywhere. Moscow style ham. Yeah, this is definitely an international deli. Look at all of the kinds of preserved fish they have. Wow. Smoked shad. Smoked roach. Roach, dry salted fish. Ingredients, roach, salt. lots of different types of hot dogs and butter here. From everywhere in the world. That's the only one I've ever had before of all of these. They sell that German butter at Safeway. I have not tried all of these other butters. I'd like to try that one with the Russian writing on it and the goat butter. I was in the checkout line buying this stuff. It's a bunch of different types of cheese and olives from the International Deli. And some guy who was in the line behind me was like, "Oh, what nationality are you? I'm Armenian." And I was like, "Oh, I'm just American." And he was like, "Oh, I thought you were something interesting because of all the food you're buying." It was a very interesting conversation. This must be a really multicultural area if conversations can start with, "Oh, what nationality are you? I'm this one."
Hey, Adrienne, how was your walk?
It was kind of like walking out onto another planet or into a different country.
Yeah, it's kind of like going to downtown Mexico.
It was interesting.
It's like we're in Tijuana.
I walked out of here and
I want to learn Spanish so bad now.
yeah, I would really brush up on my Spanish and learn several other languages if I lived here.
Yeah, this girl in Spanish, I don't know what she was saying, I can't remember, but it's like, she was basically saying, I want water, and then the mommy was like, oh, okay. Like, I don't know, like, I can understand the kids a lot more than the adults, for sure.
Mommy?
Because the kids are, like, really...
Mommy,
like,
can you give me this?
Yeah, I gave you that. I found it at the concert. It's a glue
really
stick.
have, like, good expressions, so you can tell, like, exactly what they want. They're not speaking just Spanish, they're speaking, like, almost like sign language or something, you know what I mean?
I guess. I didn't even hear what you said because I was focusing on Eugene. It turns out they do have laundry facilities in this building. There is one washer and one dryer in the basement for all of the units to share. However, I am not in any way disappointed because it only costs $1.50 to run the washer and $1 to run the dryer. A laundry machine this size, where I live in Humboldt County, would cost like $3 or more. I'm in the parking lot that I was told I would be able to park in, that I have not been given a remote control to access. So I've been having to move my car every 2 hours in the street parking. It might be better because I've been able to park my car in the shade most of the times, but it is very annoying to have to constantly move my car. And this listing did say that it came with gated parking. One spot in a gated parking lot. As you can see, there are many open spots, and my car is not in any of them. I'm standing out here waiting for my boyfriend to bring me the laundry from the car so I don't have to walk about a block away in the sun to get it. It's like 88 degrees here right now. A little less hot than it was in Reading, but still pretty hot. Is there celery in there too?
No, it's fine. Yeah.
That looks good.
This one's yours.
Yeah, I don't see Hollywood.
Right there it says Hollywood. Although that's not the famous Hollywood sign. It is a sign that says Hollywood. Where? Right there. He's looking the wrong direction. Can you, like, show him where it is?
Up there.
We are now passing Asparagus Pizza. We're driving into Hollywood.
So it says asparagus.
Hi, everybody. I'm driving.
I don't know, Mommy.
Where are we going? Do you have directions? We're driving through a really interesting neighborhood in Hollywood. I like how that plant is growing on the curb, literally taking up the whole curb.
We're going to
We're in Hollywood already.
We're going Hollywood. We're Hollywood.
This is Hollywood.
No.
I am in this uncomfortably warm and smelly parking garage. It's the parking garage for Target, Best Buy, a bunch of different businesses in Hollywood. I stopped here to buy a fire alarm that's also a carbon monoxide detector. And you're not going to believe this, but while I was in Target buying the fire alarm, our Airbnb host was sending me messages accusing me of lying. He's saying the only thing that was wrong with the fire alarm is that it needed new batteries, and it's my fault that the fire alarm doesn't work because I stopped the guy from putting batteries into it. And even though I've repeatedly explained to this guy already that the fire alarm was wired into the apartment's wiring, and that the first time the maintenance man came, he simply disconnected it from the wiring, and the second time he came, he put a battery into it and then reconnected the wiring, and then it started to beep like it had been beeping when I first checked in. And this maintenance man, who spoke mostly Spanish and very little English, said, "Yes, beeping. Normal, right?" And we said, "No, not normal." And he said, "Not normal?" And I said, "No, it's only supposed to be beeping when there is a fire. It's not supposed to be beeping all the time." Like, this maintenance man was under the impression that fire alarms are just supposed to beep and beep all the time, like to let you know they're working or something. He didn't understand they're only supposed to beep when there's a fire. He asked what to do about it. I said, "Please just bring us a new fire alarm." I said, "I'm going to go to the store and buy a fire alarm." He said, "No, don't do that. I've got a box of fire alarms. I'll bring you another one." So he never brought us another one. So I've purchased one that's a fire alarm and carbon monoxide detector, and now our host is angry at me. He doesn't seem to understand that the maintenance man wasn't fixing the fire alarm by putting a battery into it. It hadn't had a battery in it in the first place. It had been powered by the house's wiring, and even with the battery, it still wasn't working. So it basically just needs to be replaced. And the listing said there was parking included, and it said that there was a smoke alarm and carbon monoxide detector. So they have to provide those things because they said they were included in the listing. So they're going to have to reimburse me, probably not just for the cost of the fire alarm that I bought, but also for the cost of the entire listing. We are driving into the parking lot of the Fish concert. Eugene is just freaking out. He's like, "Let's park, let's go in." Eugene, it's going to be like an hour before the show starts. It's not going to be like last night where we park, run in, get to our seats, and then the show starts like seconds later. That was perfect timing, but that's not how it normally works.
Why aren't they?
I don't know. The guy was like taking a picture of a bird in the sky or something. We are actually in the lot, checking out the lot. And that is my boyfriend in like 10 years, maybe 5 years. See that guy with dreadlocks that looks like my boyfriend, but his dreadlocks are like twice as long? Sorry, I was videotaping you of the future. I was videotaping that guy and saying that's how you would look in just a few more years.
Where?
That guy with the tie-dye and the longer dreads, but they look like yours.
I don't see them.
They're a little bit thicker than yours. They're kind of like mine. Eugene is excited. Look, Eugene, he's got a baby.
It's a bracelet she's wearing.
That's like what I'm about to have. I like the fish socks. These people have baby clothes. Fish-themed baby clothes.
Yeah, that's Beamer.
Beamer? Oh.
It says
Hey,
GEFF.
There's a water on it. There's a water on it.
That's the BMW logo. All right, don't climb this guy's BMW. We have made a quick stop at the car to drop off some fish-themed baby clothes that I bought. And guess where we're going now?
Don't touch the beamer.
Guess where we're going now? We're going into the concert.
Dad!
As soon as Daddy is done blowing his nose. We're almost. Nope, don't cut in line. Remember, you gotta stay behind the guy with the purple shirt. Behind him. We're almost into the concert. Eugene is getting very, very excited. Yes, you are cutting in line. Stay right by Mommy. As I say. We are back from the fish concert. Eugene fell asleep in the car. He's now falling asleep on this couch on a pillow that I bought from the thrift store just down the street. I actually bought 2 pillows. And this thing that I was wearing around my neck during the fish concert. I also have this new fire alarm made by the same company as the fire alarm that was beeping 3 times a minute when I came in here. As you can see, it says 3 chirps per minute. Malfunction. Replace alarm. I'm going to activate this alarm by screwing it into the base, and then I'm going to put it like on top of the fridge or something. I'm not going to like screw it into these people's ceiling. But yes, as you can see, their alarm needs to be replaced. And before I go to bed in this not so great Airbnb that now has a fire alarm, I'm going to show you the other things that are broken that the host claimed he did not know about. Yes, seriously. He claimed he didn't know there was anything wrong with the sink faucets. That's not connected, probably not connected from underneath. And it's never even been caught, so how could he not know that something's wrong with it? I mean, it goes like this when you even move it. When you go to turn it on, it moves before it turns on. Obviously, there's something wrong with it, and if he had turned it on even once, he would know that. And in this bathroom, as you can see, there's a screw missing right there, and this faucet is kind of funny. To get it to the right temperature, you've got to like wiggle it around a little bit. See how it's like loose and flimsy? I think that's broken off, like the one at my house was, that just got ripped out, and it can break off at any time again. Basically, this whole faucet needs to be replaced, not just this piece, but the whole faucet. See how it's really hot? It's hard to adjust it to the right temperature. And then there's one more thing. This. To flush the toilet, you've got that, and then you've got to just kind of like put it back in there. And I hope it flushes the next time. If the host had flushed this toilet even one time, he would know this. Anyone who even cleaned this toilet would know this. So yet again, there's no way he could tell me honestly that he's been in this apartment and didn't know about these things. Everything is almost good in this bathroom. The only problem in this bathroom is that the bathtub does not drain unless you actually remove the drain plug. It's clogged enough that the water doesn't go around that thing and down. It actually has to be completely removed for it to go down. That means there's a slight but not complete clog in that drain. Of course, having to take the drain out to take a shower will make the clog worse because now there's nothing stopping the hair from going down the drain. Other than that, this bathroom has nothing wrong with it. There's the dresser. Yes, it's seriously like that. It's old, it's dirty. It's got some kind of circles burned into the top of it. There's the lamp. It's like falling apart, falling over, falling somehow. Also dirty. Yet again, there's no way that the landlord could have not known about this. Some of the chairs are broken. Some of the other tables are dirty like that as well. This chair is broken. He definitely knows about all of these things if he's been in here. That's broken. I'm not really complaining about that, but you know, it is broken. I'm going to point it out. There's a hole in the wall because in the past there was nothing to stop the door. One of these things has been installed. There's a missing piece of baseboard there. These things are really like irrelevant to me. I'm just pointing them out. I'm not sure what that is right there. Oh, it appears to be some kind of like slabs of tile or something. What is it? It's slabs of countertop samples, I think. Maybe from a store that has samples on display. And there's something, maybe a piece off of a piece of old furniture. And there's the extra blankets, extra towels too. This shelf is falling down. I mean, this entire apartment is like in disrepair. The walls are all scuffed up. There's no way that the owner or landlord or host or whatever you want to call him doesn't know about this. There's new kitchen counters and cabinets, new bathroom counters and cabinets, but the sink's like not hooked up correctly. So, yet again, there's no way he doesn't know about this. He's totally lying if he says he doesn't. I'll show you the bed next. Oh yeah, one more thing about this toilet. The whole time I was filming all those video clips that I filmed after I flushed this toilet on camera, it was just running and running. Sometimes you've got to rotate the handle to make it stop running, so I did that. And now it's winding down when it's running. And about to stop making the water running noise. There, it stopped. The last thing that the landlord said that he checked and there was nothing wrong with was the bed. I don't know if you can see how my head and shoulders are so much more sunken down than my feet and hips that it's like I'm laying on a downhill slope. Maybe if I take the pillow away you'll be able to see it, but I don't think you can really see it. Can you see it now? Can you see how much my arm is sinking down? Like, I would be laying with my head, like, seriously below my feet. When my boyfriend gets back from walking to the store to get us drinks, I'll ask him to take a better video of it. And there's only 2 pillows. So there aren't sleeping arrangements for 3 to 4 people. Each person needs at least 1 pillow. At the bare minimum, probably 2 or 3 to be comfortable. Some people need 2 pillows under their head and 1 between their knees. So you should always have 3, if not 4 pillows per guest. And none of them should have stains in them that look like that. Which is why Eugene is sleeping on a pillow from a thrift store. I also think this couch was supposed to pull it into a bed. It does not. And one more thing I would like to point out is this. They should at least warn people about this. If not, actually have it blocked off. Yes, there's no screen there, it's just open. Isn't that just so dangerous? And like, why is that even there? If there's a door there, there should be a real usable porch there. Not that. I don't even think it connects to anything. Like, you couldn't use it to, like, escape in a fire or anything. It's just a little metal gate that goes around a doorway. You can't even stand on or anything. There's, like, nothing there to stand on. So that's just ridiculous. And the broken mini binds. Those are also dangerous, especially to children. Children can get tangled up in these. They should at least be replaced with those kind of blinds, if not removed completely, because they can also be made in China and have lead in them. Now, we can go with the stain facing down and show you. Look how sunken in the bed is. Look at this bed. I'm on the edge, and I'm gonna roll off. My face is gonna go, it could like give me a black eye. See that?
Oh, that's terrible.
It's so sunken in that I'm looking up at my feet. Can you tell on camera how sunken it is? Oh, there's no way that the owner didn't know about this. He says he came in here, he made the bed was fine. We didn't do this to the bed, it was like this when we got here. So if he came in here and he made this bed, even like standing there pushing the sheets down on it, you could feel it. Look, I'm gonna make this bed.
It's insane.
I can't tell that it's like that. You've got to be kidding me, dude. Of course you knew it was like this. I was sleeping here because of how the bed was.
Oh man.
I pulled back the bed sheet to reveal what this bed is. It's just a piece of foam with an inside-out bottom bed sheet on it. Is there even a real mattress underneath this? Nope. That's not even a real mattress. It's just a piece of foam. Is it busted there? Probably. Eugene is asleep on that sofa. We're going to wake him up, change his clothes really quickly, because he's wearing the clothes he was wearing at the dirty concert last night, and then leave. I just wanted to show you, though, that this is just a regular couch. There's no bed that folds out or anything of the like. It's just a regular, everyday couch. And yes, I slept on this couch last night. Eugene slept on the little couch. He woke up and walked over there in the middle of the night in his sleep. While I was up going to the bathroom, I came back and he had been here. He was now there. So I just fell asleep here. I have taken out the brand new pillow that I bought from under his head. He is sleeping on one of the 2 hotel pillows. The new pillows that I bought are coming with me. I am now going to look under the kitchen sink. I'm just curious. I have to know what's wrong with the faucet and if it's like not connected correctly from underneath. I'd like to point something out. I washed all of the dishes, and this is supposed to be a garbage disposal. I tried to turn it on. As you can see, nothing happens. So there is a garbage disposal, but it's not hooked up. So if there's little bits of food in the drains, I hope that the host won't be mad at me because the garbage disposal is not hooked up. Anyway, I'm gonna look under here now. But first I'm gonna turn on my light. Well, that's not good. I see something plugged in that's sitting in water. That must be the garbage disposal. Even though it's plugged in, it did not turn on. But the cord that powers it is literally sitting in water. And what's going on with this sink is that the screws are literally just not screwed in. That's all that's wrong with it. It looks like they never made holes to screw them into. And when they realized they didn't have holes, they just jammed it in from the bottom, jammed it in from the top, screwed the plumbing to the faucet, and never connected it. I'd like to point out something else. That wood is already getting water damage. As you can see, it has soaked in water. Quite a bit of water. From the fact that it goes like this and water runs under it. That could eventually cause severe rot in the kitchen. And that is why I was completely sure that it was complete and utter BS when the landlord started sending me messages saying, "Oh, well, the sinks were fine when I cleaned the place right before you arrived." I'll show you his messages later, but they were all to the tone of absolute complete denial. Everything was fine right before I got here. He checked everything personally. He either didn't check everything, so he's lying about checking everything, or he checked everything and he knows how it is, so he's lying about not knowing about it. There is no way that this man is not lying. There is no way that you could even look at some of this stuff and not tell. Even if he didn't try to turn on the water, try to flush the toilet, or anything like that, he could have told by looking. And I'm going to prove it right now. I can see that there is something missing from that faucet. And I can see that this toilet handle's a little bit funny. Look at that. That's not normal. It looks loose. Maybe if somebody just glanced at it. But he said he cleaned this place, and that would at least involve flushing the toilet. And even if he didn't clean it, if your tenant sends you a message saying something is broken, you don't start out with, "Oh, I checked it and it was fine." You start out with saying, "I'm sorry, let me show up and check it right now to see if it is fine or not." I mean, if you're going to play the denial game, you could at least, play it convincingly and not make yourself out to look like an absolute liar. Which is what this guy did, and I will be requesting all of my money back for this place as well. And he better give it to me, because this is just ridiculous. 4 Airbnbs, something horribly wrong with all of them. I don't know if I should ever rent from Airbnb again. I know a lot of people love them. A lot of people have had good experiences. Maybe those people just overlook things like broken sink faucets. However, I cannot. I rented this apartment and the other places I've rented on Airbnb during this week because I wanted to live in a place with functional plumbing, because my kitchen has not even been a kitchen for the last year. My bathroom's been barely functional. And all I wanted was to stay in a place that had like working sinks and a working oven and a working toilet and a working shower, because I couldn't even wait like a few more weeks for mine to be done. I was so done with it, I just wanted to stay in a place where things were working and not moldy. So I'm really offended that there's been mold and broken plumbing and broken doors, the same BS I've been dealing with in my own house at these Airbnbs I've rented. I would never rent my house out on Airbnb without it being fixed up, completely fixed up, and correctly fixed up first. I just wouldn't do that to somebody. Not only would I feel morally wrong, I would feel like I was doing something to hurt somebody, but I would be afraid that they would sue me. I just wouldn't do it. That's why I'm not selling my house or renting it out or anything. I'm not like running and screaming from my situation and trying to get out of it by selling my house on the cheap or fixing it up on the cheap and renting it out like almost everybody in Humboldt County does. I am fixing my house up correctly, and if I decide to rent it out to somebody or sell it, there will be no mold. There will be no broken plumbing. It will be move-in ready. And if I'm in the situation where I become a landlord, I will be like the best, most honest landlord like ever. I'm not gonna like lie to people and tell them that the sink was just fine if I know it's broken. That is BS. And they should not only give me all of my money back, they should give me an apology. Because this is just like insulting. 4 places, something wrong with all of them, that's bad enough to make it legally uninhabitable.
That's where they drilled out that doorknob.
Yeah, they drilled out this doorknob because it wasn't closing or something. This is how it was when we checked in. There were metal shavings all over right here. And wood pieces all over whatever this is. All of this piping running throughout the building is part of the reason I wanted a fire alarm and carbon monoxide detector in here. I would just like to show you how beautiful the outside of the building is. Look at this. There's quartz with crystals in it.
You'd think it would reflect the quality of the building on the inside.
Well, if somebody installs a sink faucet and never screws it in, That's going to affect the quality. They've got beautiful kitchen counters in there. They've got beautiful quartz on the outside of the building. But they didn't even drill 4 holes to put 4 screws in to connect the sink faucet. And I'd like to apologize. I don't normally even say BS on camera because it's like an abbreviation for a curse word. But I had to call this guy on his absolute complete BS when I started getting messages saying everything was fine when I checked it a day ago. I mean, how much of a BSer could you be? Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I broke the sink faucet, which was never screwed in and never caulked. So what did I do? Remove holes for screws that used to be there and remove caulk and make it look brand new? Like that had never been done? No, he is a BSer, a slum landlord, and he should fix up his house or apartment correctly before he rents it out. I'm livid. You got me so mad I'm nearly cursing on camera because that's just not right. And before we leave, I will show you the one more thing that wasn't mentioned in the listing, and it is something that Airbnb requires that landlords mention in their listings if it exists in the building or in the housing. When I first tried to rent an apartment in this building, I saw an ad that said there was an apartment in this building on the ground floor. The people from Airbnb were desperately trying to help me get into another rental. And I had tried to book numerous places, including this one, where I thought was this one, and they were like already booked or gone, or the hosts were not responding. Then the Airbnb person sent me a list of places to rent. This place was on it. I said, oh, that's the same place that I tried to rent earlier. That was like gone by the time I tried to book it. So I immediately clicked book. I think that they had 2 listings with like the same pictures for 2 different apartments in this building, because when I got here, I got a text message, and here's what they told me. They told me to take the key out of lockbox 101, but then warned me to go into apartment 301 on the 3rd floor, not apartment 101, which is on the ground floor. I think this is the apartment that I was supposed to get, or the apartment I originally saw the ad for. So we ended up in this apartment on the 3rd floor, which is up 3 flights of stairs, because it's on the 3rd floor, and there was no mention of stairs in the ad. I actually looked at the ad for the place I booked to make sure that it didn't say there were stairs, and it did not say anything about a disclosure that you have to climb stairs. The place that I thought I was renting, I thought it had said something like, it's on the ground floor and you only have to climb 1 step. I think they were talking about apartment 101. I think they did a little bait and switch and gave me apartment 301 instead. I don't know how this happened. The stairs wouldn't have really bothered me, even though I'm pregnant, even though I broke my knee 4 years ago and was told to basically try to avoid stairs for the rest of my life. The stairs wouldn't have bothered me. The other place that I moved out of when I moved into this one had stairs also. What bothers me is that they didn't tell me about the stairs. And we have a lot of stuff, so we've been kind of exhausted bringing our stuff up and down the stairs. There's no air conditioning in the hallway or anything, so it's very hot. They do have all the windows open, but it's very hot. And not only that, these stairs lead to the front door, and out the back door, there are more stairs that lead down to the laundry room and the parking lot. And a ladder going to the roof also, but see that? Those are stairs. The problem arose when I was doing laundry, and because they never gave me a remote to the gate to the parking lot or a key that would open the door in the fence going into the parking lot, we couldn't just take the laundry from the car through the ground floor, through the parking lot, through the back door into the laundry room. I had to wait outside and open the gate for my boyfriend so he could bring it in, because the only other option would be to bring it up the stairs to the apartment and then down those stairs to the laundry machines. So that's one reason I'm very annoyed that I didn't get the key. It wasn't only because I couldn't lock my car up at night, but it was because of the situation with being able to go out those stairs, down and out, but not come in that way, which made it inconvenient to do laundry. Anyway, we are now about to leave. I'm going to take a video of the inside of the apartment to prove that we didn't trash it, and to show you a few more interesting features of our apartment really quickly. Like that nail poking out of that dirty wall. These chairs that are missing pieces. That one has sharp splinters of wood sticking up. This table with cool looking triangular legs that are like damaged. And there's Eugene waking up. Now all we have to do is change his clothes and get in the car.
No.
And maybe comb his hair, but I'm not sure where his comb is. The dishes are washed.
Oh no, your milk's in the fridge, in the not fridge, but downstairs. Can you get the top?
Yes. He needs me to open the top doorknob while he opens the bottom one so he can open the door without putting his stuff down. Your milk's already in the cooler downstairs. As you can see, I cleaned the kitchen, washed the dishes. There's trash and recycling right there. There's no trash bin in the kitchen, or else I would have put it in the trash bin. There's the rest of the house. The bathrooms are not trashed. Hi everybody. There's the hallway. There's the bits of drywall still on the floor from the man's attempts to fix the fire alarm. He was some kind of maintenance man who didn't speak very much English. There's the bed. One of the pillows, the blankets and the other pillow are in the living room where Eugene was sleeping, and there is the other bathroom. As you can see, the only thing we left is trash in pails and dirty towels hanging up. All of the paintings are crooked. I'm not complaining about that, I'm just pointing it out. It wouldn't be that difficult to straighten them at all. And one more thing, only one of these remotes controls the TV and none of them adjust the volume. To adjust the volume, you actually have to stand up there and adjust it. That is it. We are now leaving. Goodbye. Please like this video, share this video, and share your Airbnb horror stories in the comments section. Watch my other videos and subscribe to my channel. Bye, we're gonna go now. You don't want to. Eugene doesn't want to leave. He likes these apartments and houses that we've been renting on Airbnb. Every time we try to leave one, he gets upset.
We need a little bit of watermelon.
My boyfriend is rapidly slicing some watermelon into a bag. Just rinsed the knife. I used up the little bottle of soap that was here. So Eugene can eat a snack. We've got to change his clothes real quick too. And then we will be moving. I'll get a video of us walking down the stairs as we're leaving. Eugene spilled some of his popcorn from the concert last night. I had to vacuum it up. The batteries fell out of a remote. Other than that, the place looks great, and we are now leaving.
Take your time.
Yeah, take your time. He's really tired. He's still asleep. And we're walking down the 3 stories of stairs.
Just remember to hang on to that rail and one step at a time.
With a sleepy child with messy hair. Keep going.
One step at a time. One step.
We are eventually arriving at the ground floor where our car is parked, outside of the parking lot. And this is the parking lot I was talking about over here. The door can only be opened from the inside or with the key, and the gate apparently needs a remote. We never got either of those things. So we have been forced to move the car every 2 hours while it is parked on the street. We are now actually getting in the car and leaving. Goodbye, people. Eugene is getting buckled in to the car that is now packed with stuff because I took my pillows. Oh yeah, he's still got some popcorn. I took the pillows that I had to buy so I can use them at my house where I actually am also short on pillows. It's 87 degrees outside. And where are we going to sleep tonight?
How about we get a hotel?
Yeah. How about we get a hotel and not an Airbnb? There are hotels that have like kitchens and stuff in the rooms. I've stayed at them before. There's even hotels with laundry machines, usually in a laundry room, that you have to go downstairs or an elevator to. But that's okay. I think we're gonna leave, give up on Airbnb, at least for now, and stay in a hotel. We have a little bit of food to cook, but it's just like vegetables, right? We could like barbecue them outside. All right. Tonight we're going to a hotel. Bye. If my kid wasn't in the car, I'd give Airbnb some obscene gestures and obscene words. Wouldn't you? All right, people. Bye for real now. See you later.